It is time for Super Sound Showcase, sponsored by Culture Fix on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. We are Williamsburg's radio station. I am your host for Super Sound. I am Robert Hodge, and today we have something different. That's funny because that is the name of the band that has joined us today as my special guest, and they are a unique group for a number of reasons. I've not had a father-daughter duo in here before. I've not had any woman that I can ever recall having a voice like this young lady is about to unleash on you. They are dynamic performers. They are wonderful musical act together, and they are capable of that amazing connection musically that only comes when it's family. I mean, there's just a certain intuitive musicality that comes from the genetic pool, and I'm just as excited as I can be to welcome Brad and Ashley. They are something different. Welcome.
Thank you. What an introduction.
Yeah.
You got me all worked up. You don't even need to interview us. Just keep talking.
Oh, I'll be your spokesman. Is that?
Yes,
that would be kind of funny. But you know what? I am excited to talk to you because I don't know how many people are that familiar with your work, and they should be, and they will be, because you present exactly, it's aptly named because you are something different. You are not what anybody else in the area is selling, and it's a marvelous sound. And I had heard about you a couple of months ago, but I have not seen you perform until this past Saturday. And, fortunately this spot had opened up, and it's brilliant that I didn't have to wait 3 months, because I would have been upset. Honestly, because I loved your show on Saturday, and, you were working actually with a full combo that night. But I like the intimacy of just the piano and voice. And when the voice is an instrument that can carry the song on its own, absolutely brilliant to just back it up with simplicity behind it. And you guys have a great sound. So I'm delighted. You haven't been on the radio in Williamsburg before, have you?
No.
Delighted to introduce you. And Ashley and Brad, you know what? I'm so intrigued about your music and where it came from and how you began performing together. So just give me that story somehow.
Okay. Just coming up on 6 years ago, I play in another band, a soul band that's pretty well known in the Hampton Roads area. It used to be called Slapwater. Now it's called Slap Nation.
Sure, I know
and
them.
That's my genre of music, soul and rock and whatever. But about 6 years ago, my father is bedridden, and I quit my full-time job to live next door and take care of him. And I said, well, what are we going to do? What am I going to do? I don't play enough music. I don't want to go on food stamps. And my daughter's so good, and maybe we can put something together.
Oh, wow.
And so
So born out of necessity.
Born out of necessity, and
Nice.
we wanted to. The first time in her life that she's out of college, where she went to Shenandoah for voice and all
Right.
that. And we started it. And it gradually started going to the point where we were getting a lot more work. And she's really good. And she has pushed me to the point where I can read chords now and
Nice.
and get over most of stage fright, except when I'm playing in front of guys with a piano background like you, my man. But anyway, it's been the most wonderful gift in my life to be able to perform with a lady that's my daughter,
Right.
and who has this amount of talent.
Oh,
and
you
so
got to be super proud. I
very
can
proud,
imagine.
very proud, very proud.
Are there moments actually where you look up on stage and you realize that that's your daughter, and is it hard to control?
Yeah, there's
I bet.
in fact, one of the songs we're going to do later was one that she picked out, and it's Bob Dylan's, and it's Adele's version of it. And we did it one day, and that's so beautiful, and we did it. I'll let her tell you about that. But yeah, I get choked up sometimes. I mean, I'm over 60 now. I know I look a lot younger. But I definitely am just totally smitten with performing with her. It's the most
Nice.
fun I've ever had in my life.
Awesome. So what's it like having Dad up there with you?
I have a distinct advantage over every other musician out there because the guy that I work with is my dad, and there's nobody who's going to look out for me better. There's nobody who's going to, he manages the money. He gets there before and sets everything up, and he listens to the soundboard, and he helps me make decisions sometimes, business decisions, with my interest at heart. And not all musicians will do that.
True.
Because my free time is limited. I have two very small people that rely on me during the day. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they keep me pretty wound up.
You're very busy, I think.
Yeah. A couple brain cells to rub together most days. But without him backing me and being able to do all these things behind the scenes, I wouldn't be able to perform.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great combination.
Also, it's really good because her husband knows she's with somebody who's not going to be hitting on her or anything. And
yes, I can imagine that would be a certain comfort.
But we've been playing enough where it's allowed her to stay home as a stay-at-home mom and not have to work.
Yeah, well, I know we're right in the holidays. It's probably the end of your gigging year. But are there anything left on the books for this year, or anything in January? Where are you performing next? Do you know? Is there something coming up?
Wild Horse Cafe in Gloucester on January 2nd.
Okay.
January 9th is Lulu Birds.
9th at Lulu Birds in Gloucester.
Okay.
The Triangle again is the duo, and I think it's in January or February.
Yeah, well, we'll look at the schedule on Triangle, and that would be great because I'm confident for you that are listening today, when you hear the sound of these two people, you are going to want to go see them in person, and you're going to want to meet them because they're just lovely. So we are going to go away on a commercial, and we are going to come back in just about 3.5 minutes. If you are tuned in to social media and you're watching our page, you'll be able to see what's going on in the studio while the radio is on hiatus. But we will be right back, all joining forces to listen to some dynamic music from something different very soon. All right, we are back, and you are in Super Sound Showcase on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. We are sponsored by Culture Fix, and I am Robert Hodge, your host. My guest today, Something Different, a wonderful father-daughter act, and Brad and Ashley are about to make some music for us, and they are going to just, you might as well sit down, because if you don't, you might fall down. This is really going to be something out of the blue because it's different than what we've had, no pun intended. It's different than what we normally have on Super Sound, and it is different than what you normally hear in a club when you walk in just because they have live music. So I applaud them for their individuality, their originality, and I am just looking forward to this music. So what's your first song?
We're going to be singing Adele's version of a Bob Dylan song called To Make You Feel My Love.
Okay, I like this tune.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I can never do you wrong. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, I'd go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. seen nothing like me yet. I can make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Very nice. I like that. I think Adele would have to admit that was really stunning. Even she would have to say so, because you know what? You have such a gift for interpreting pop music, and you're good with the lyric. It's very sincere. It's natural. So many good things to say about what you're doing, because it's, you know, it's hard to find an artist that really can be musical these days. I mean, it really is hard.
Auto-tune.
Yeah, well, you know, especially with recordings, but even in clubs now, so much of the music that is just done everywhere by everyone, so much of it really doesn't demand but a certain minimal level of performing skills, you know, and not to say that it's not fun and it's not enjoyable, but when something steps up that really is substantial, it's important.
I named it something different because I feel like you do in that way, and that I don't care how great you are, if you hear the same instrument or the same genre the whole evening, within about 20 minutes, I've tuned out, no matter how good you are. And so I wanted to make a wide variety. We do everything from the old stuff to Billy Joel, to middle stuff when I was growing up, Chicago, all the way up to Adele and whatever, Pink. If anybody told me I'd do a song by Pink, and it's great. And
I'm glad you followed up with Pink, because when you said from the old stuff up to Billy Joel, I thought, well, Billy Joel is the old stuff, dude. That's been a while. But yeah, you know, it is an ever-evolving business, and it is always necessary to reinvent and redesign. And that is the challenge that keeps us all working and busy, because, you know, to stay relevant is not the easiest thing, but to go back to the things that are always relevant and timeless and reinvent them in a style of your own, that is never going to be a problem. And, you know, I had an interesting conversation one time with Liza Minnelli, and two things that I want to share with you. She said, first of all, just true talent will kick its way through a brick wall. It can be found no matter what. And then she said to me also, after the first time I performed in front of her, she says, you know, I know a little bit about show business. I'm like, you think? Okay, I would say so. And she goes, all you really need is encouragement and opportunity. She says, you're going to find both, you know? And it really is the truth, because if it's a certain level of quality, people will always respond to it. And I'm sure you see that everywhere you go. What's the next song?
Fever. We're going to do Fever.
Oh, I like that. All right.
Never knew how much I loved you, never knew how much I cared. 'Cause when you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning and fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, the moon lights up the night, and I light up when you call my name. Now baby, won't you treat me right? You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. I said fever in the morning and fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever started long ago. Romeo loved Juliet, and Juliet, she felt the same. 'Cause when he put his arms around her, he told her, Julie, baby, you're my flame. Thou givest fever When we kiss at fever with our flame youth. Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. And when her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare. He gives me fever. With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his missus. Daddy, won't you treat him right? Now you've listened to my story. Here's the point that I have made. Chicks were born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade. They give you fever when you kiss them. Fever if you live and learn. Fever, tell your sizzle what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
So, you know what? It is the last Super Sound showcase that we have before Christmas. We have still one more on the 27th, but it is the last holiday one. And I had asked them if perhaps they would like to do a holiday song. And they countered with another invitation. This will be the very first time that I've actually been invited to sit in. And Brad has asked me if I would like to accompany this magnificent singer. And yes, of course, that's all I really wanted for Christmas. And I'm going to get my wish. So, Brad, thank you so much. And thank you for agreeing to this, too, because this will be a first for Super Sound Showcase. I've never become a part-time guest on my own show. Hello. Here we are. You ready?
Yes, sir. I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams, if only in my dreams.
how can I get back over here and close the show with? I have to duck under the camera. This is a trick. All right. Well, thank you. That was quite a treat, and I appreciate both of you letting me be part of the act today. It truly was something different today.
Well, thank you for asking us.
Oh my gosh, yes, and you're certainly welcome to come back. Do you have anything recorded? Are there
We do have a
CDs
CD. It's about 3 years old. We're going to work on a Christmas album with the combo that you saw.
Oh, nice.
So that it'll be ready for
Nice.
next year.
Okay, well, that's great. Where can they find that CD? And you have a website or something you want to tell everybody where to find your schedule?
Yes, sir. We've got a website, somethingdifferentduo.com. If you go there and click shows, it has everywhere that we're going to be. You can also buy our CDs online. If you see us in person, we have them in person for
Okay.
$10. And we have a Facebook page, Something Different Duo. If you go there and like it, you'll see all the updates that we make when we make them. We're so bad at
Okay.
advertising. But
Well, I certainly have enjoyed having you here. And if you've enjoyed the different music of Something Different Duo, I hope that you will let us know, make some comments. And tomorrow, you'll be able to find the official video that Riley puts together every week. It'll be out on WMBGradio.com and abouttheburg.com and YouTube.com. And then hopefully you guys will spread the word. And if you've had a good time, let everybody know that you were here.
Absolutely.
On FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. Our special thanks to Culture Fix, our sponsors who make this show possible. We love to feature new artists and local artists, and this is the way that we do it. And to Shirley and Steve and to Jen, gosh, thank you guys for your support and for your loyalty. And to my listeners, I appreciate you tuning in week after week. It wouldn't be a point to do this without you guys listening. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas on behalf of Super Sound Showcase.